Well, good morning from this part of the world. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz. I'm joining you from livestream.travel and eTurbo News in Honolulu, Hawaii. But we're really here for a different reason today. We're here to celebrate the launching of a new association, what's the World Tourism Network. We're having events all through December, and thank you for attending this one. And if you're looking for more content or you wanted to look at some of our great events we already had, just simply go to WTN.travel and click on the blue banner or the Expo lounge, and you will find all these events. If you can also see it on worldexpo.travel, everything is summarized with all the old recordings during what we did so far. Today we're discussing the Balkan region, and I'd like to recognize Aleksandra, and I'm not even pronouncing your last name, Gardasevic, I believe. She has been our chapter president for the Balkan region for quite some time, because this was our first chapter, and actually Aleksandra was the one who recommended, and when we start WTN we should have chapters, and we took her advice, and now we have, I think, 11 chapters so far. We're introduced or ready to introduce, and the Balkan region, Montenegro, that's where Aleksandra is our first chapter, and also she has been active, and she will tell you a little bit more about it. Besides chapters, we have interest groups. Chapters are regional. They could be in a city, they could be in a region, they could be in a country, and it really depends on your geographics and your interest. The idea is for chapter to have a local presence, because our goal is to build this organization from the bottom up. We don't want to be an organization what is built from the top down, because chapters should really take priority, and we're, as a global entity, are then here to support you. And sometimes it raises the importance of our message locally when there's an international body behind it. And that's really what we wanted to do. We're all about rebuilding travel, because rebuilding travel was our discussion group. We still have. And this was actually the reason we started now World Tourism Network, to organize this discussion, rebuilding.travel, a little bit further. We're also the oldest entity discussing COVID, because we started in Berlin in Germany on March 8th with an event. We didn't even know at the time how serious this situation got, but we had planned this event the end of February together with Pata during ITB trade show. Now, the ITB never happened. Our event at the Grand Hyatt Berlin did happen with a lot smaller audience, but this was really the beginning of the rebuilding.travel discussion. So we've been here very much from the very beginning. And unfortunately, we are rather not going to try to be proud of it. This discussion got bigger because the problem got bigger. But eventually, WTN is not all about COVID. We're really hoping we're going to be around after COVID, and our goal is to help the small and medium-sized businesses in the world to be heard a little bit more, and that's really what we wanted to do. Without further delay, and I like to give the microphone to Aleksandra. Before I do this, I wanted to recognize and also explain we have 14 participants right now, what is good, but we have a lot larger audience outside this. We're streaming it on social media, and also on the eTurbo News and Travel News Group social media, on live stream, on no matter what page you read on eTurbo News in any of our language editions, you will find this video streaming right now. And after we're done streaming, we're going to repeat these sessions for some time, and they're also all archived on various platforms, on WTN.travel, on live stream, on World Tourism Events, and also on worldexpo.travel. So the message hopefully goes out. It will go out, and it's important that people know what we're doing and about the Balkan region. And finally, I'd like to encourage everyone who wanted to get more involved, and maybe who wanted to think about starting your own local chapter or your own interest group, please contact us. Just go to WTN.travel, click on the contact form, and any type of contact. So if you wanted to reach out to any of our other members, you can look at their profile, and if there's no contact information, just let us know, and we'll be happy to forward the information. Sorry to give you all this initial spiel, but Aleksandra, it's all yours. Thank you. You need to unmute yourself, please.
Am I okay now?
Yes, you're perfect.
Okay. So now we can pretend like 14 of us are sitting at the beach in Hawaii and having a small talk discussion. Shall we do it that way? Okay. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all the participants and all the people watching our panel now and who will be watching it in the coming days on different channels and medias. It has been a great pleasure for me to host this discussion, and Jürgen, thank you very much for giving me this great opportunity. For all of you who don't know me, my name is Aleksandra, and I have two very difficult surnames, which you shouldn't even try to pronounce. People from Balkan can, I'm sure. I'm Gardasevic-Slavuljica. But Jürgen already gave it up, so don't try it. I'm proud to be an executive board member of WTN and the president of WTN Balkan chapter. I have to say, as I said on the opening event, because I really feel like that, I feel very strong by being a member of such a great organization, knowing that actually there are all of you, all of us working together, and there are more than 120 countries participating in this project, supporting the idea of rebuilding travel and tourism due to COVID. So together, I'm sure we are stronger, smarter, more efficient, productive, and capable, will be capable to fight COVID, I'm sure. Tonight, I have just great guests who are trying their best to make a difference in tourism in their own countries. As Jürgen, there is a saying that Jürgen usually use, and I would use it now. They are real movers and shakers in tourism in their countries. So let me present first Ms. Korneila Ferizaj, the General Director of the National Tourism Agency of Albania. You will see how beautiful she is, but that's nothing compared to how professional and capable she is. She is also the first WTN member from Albania, and I'm sure that Korneila and WTN will make a great team together. So thank you, Korneila, very much for participating. Our second guest is Ms. Branka Music. Her name in English is spelled music. So she's very nice and full of sensation, as the most music is. But on the other side, she's also a general manager of the hotel complex in Dubrovnic. And she's a very, very tough young lady dealing with tourism in her area. Welcome, Branka. Our third guest will be Ms. Snežana Štetić, professor from Serbia, very experienced university professor and tourism practitioner. And she's a living encyclopedia of tourism, so I'm sure that she will have a lot to say. Welcome, Professor Snežana. And we also have Ivan Dodig, the gentleman who is tonight blissful among women, and he's our tourismologist and tourism journalist from Bosnia. Welcome, Ivan, too, and welcome all of you attending this panel. Let me have just a couple of words introducing situation in Balkan and actual tourism circumstances. Balkan consists of 11 countries located on the southeast of Europe, at the edge of the European continent. But I also like to say we are at the edge of the continent, but somehow in the middle of everything. Why in the middle? Because we are so close to the all important outgoing tourism European markets, just 1 hour flight, even less, or just a bit more. So that's a great perspective for all of us. And because of that, when tourism moves on, tourists will be visiting closer destination, and that's our chance. I would also say that Balkan is beautiful, and it's synonym for natural beauties, for beautiful people, friendly people, for culture, tourism, tradition, And at the same time, unfortunately, we have been going through a lot of crises, mostly political crises. We even had a war in our region, and now we have Corona crisis, maybe the worst one in Europe, definitely, but maybe in the world as well. So maybe I just, thought that here I should maybe stop my presentation and present a short video about Montenegro. At the moment, we don't have video about Balkan, but soon us as a team will make one, I'm sure. And now let us see a couple of pictures from Montenegro, and then I'll just say a few sentences about Montenegro and then give floor to my guest, okay?
Welcome to Montenegro, the small country of great opportunities, unusual, different, unique. Welcome to a hidden corner of the planet, yet to be discovered by the rest of the world. Podgorica, the capital city, located in a green valley only 40 kilometers from the sea, connecting southern and northern Montenegro, as well as different cultures, religions and nations. Cetinje, the cultural and historical treasury of a nation, the spiritual capital of Montenegro, a small city guarding the story of a king, his kingdom, his family, and his subjects. After visiting the Cetinje monastery, you can go up to Ivanovo Korita to see Mount Lovćen. Budva, beautiful sandy beaches and tranquil villages in the hinterland, the peace and quiet of its monastery gardens, hidden coves, glamorous hotels, the best music festivals and concerts in Europe, the city of outdoor theatre stages, the cosy terraces of fish restaurants. Budva is also home to Sveti Stefan, a glamorous island. Bar, on the shores of the sea and the lake, a city of olives and wine and multi-ethnic harmony. Its 2,000 years old olive tree, the old town, the magnificent Skada Lake, and the Srmica hinterland, whose wine cellars reportedly make the best Montenegrin wine, the Srmica Vranac. Ulcinj keeps within its walls the history of famous warriors, pirates and prisoners, such as the celebrated Cervantes. The beauty of a completely different Montenegro is hidden here, on the most beautiful beaches on the Adriatic Sea, in its waves and its winds, in the wooden cottages on the river Bojana, in the colourful feathers of the flamingos at Solana, at music festivals, and in the healing waters springing from the depths of the earth. The Bay of Kotor, the only fjord in the Mediterranean. Like a string of pearls, many towns and villages are lined up along the entire bay. It is difficult to decide which one is more beautiful than the other, and which one is more admired by the visitors. Is it Kotor, surrounded by the impressive 16th century walls, the city of carnivals and masked balls, music and dance? Kotor, with the Cathedral of St. Tripion, the Castle of San Giovanni, or St. Luke's Church. Perhaps it is the Baroque town of Perast and its Roman mosaics. They also admire Tivat, the former summer residence of rulers, noblemen and poets, its salt pans, the largest park in Montenegro, and Porto Montenegro, the most luxurious mega yacht marina in the Mediterranean. The sunny city of Herzig Novi, its many steps descending towards the sea, its everlasting vegetation and famous mimosa blossoms have been attracting painters, poets and writers for centuries. The national parks of Montenegro are the country's greatest treasury. Lovćen, with its dense forests, and the scenic village of Njegoši. Durmitor, with the wild river Tara, glacier lakes. Skada Lake, with its Dalmatian pelican, and Rijeka Crnovica. Biogradska Gora, with the Biogradsko Lake, located in the heart of Europe's last virgin forest. Prokletje, with Ali Pasha's Springs, Lake Plav, and its unexplored, breathtaking beauty. And we haven't shown you everything yet. Kolashin, the largest ski centre, a mountain town where you will enjoy the specialities of our national cuisine. Tara, the deepest canyon in Europe, and the river that offers rafting from your wildest dreams. The most magnificent mountain centre, Žabljak, attractive during the winter, maybe even more so in the summer, with its many hiking paths, reveal the multitude of charms offered by Mount Durmitor and its lakes. What makes this country unique is primarily its extraordinary and wild beauty. Montenegro is characterized by diversity, even contradictions, both in the natural sceneries, quickly interchaining without warning, and in the tastes and aromas of its food and drinks, starting from the Mediterranean specialities, through the lake delicacies and famous wines, all the way to the traditional mountain dishes. In the course of only one day, one can enjoy magical sandy beaches, go rafting along the Tara River, see Italy from the top of Mount Lovćen, ski in Kolashin, go surfing on Ada Bojana, or fishing on the lakes. This country has been built by 3 different cultures and spiritually shaped by its famous artists. In Montenegro, you can find your peace, quiet and tranquility. You can find your passionate, adventurous side. You can find happiness in the little things. You can find yourself.
So you liked, I hope you liked it, okay? So as you could see, I think you agree that Montenegro is a beautiful country. We are beautiful, but very small country, 600,000 people only. In 2019 actually was the best year regarding tourism in our country, and we had almost 3 million of tourists visiting Montenegro. But at the beginning of the pandemic, we projected the decrease in tourism for about 50%, but unfortunately, it was much, much higher. On the other side, Albania and Croatia managed to keep their figures much better, but Korneila and Branka will tell us more about that, I'm sure. In summer season actually in Montenegro was in the light of government change and elections, because we have changed the government after 30 years. So new government just came in power after only 3 days ago. In May, there was a story that I would share with you shortly. In May, we were first corona-free country in Europe. which was a huge mistake. And this is, we proclaimed Montenegro as first corona-free, and after that, the numbers of COVID started rising, and the reputation of destination, of course, started failing, and tourists lost trust in the destination. So I would say that actually we had two reasons why and also what I have to say during the pandemic, the bad strategy was reflecting through closing borders with our main markets, Serbia and Russia. But the markets were not closed due to corona reason, but due to political reasons, unfortunately, and that was another attack on the economy. So there were a lot of failures happening in Montenegro during Corona, and I would just put them in two categories. So the first reason was because politics entered the tourism completely, and I think I said enough about that. And the other one was destination marketing has completely failed. Our national tourism organization did not do much. Actually, they did not do any good, honestly. And the good point at the moment is that soon national tourism organization strategy and concept will be changed by the new government, and that's the new chance for Montenegrin tourism. National Tourism Organization was also main promoter of corona-free status. They were not giving advices to government not to do it. They were on the other side. They were not helping medium and small-size businesses to handle the situation, to market their infrastructure. We did not have any protocols, just a couple of protocols on papers. We did not train our staff to implement protocols. So, all in all, we definitely failed during the phase of, during this period until now, and hopefully new things will happen soon. So I hope that soon we will build our destination as corona responsible destination together with the Balkan region. We will return trust. We will focus what we have to do and all have to do on digitalizations, innovations. And I think that's now we have a chance to finally rebrand our destination, to build a new Montenegrin brand, to make it stronger and position it better on the European market. So until now, we had mass tourism, which was not a good choice for Montenegro at all, as we are small, and for other reasons as well. So from now on, I hope that we will focus on luxury, ecotourism, sustainable tourism instead of mass one. And I think I should not speak more about Montenegro at the moment. I propose that now we go to Albania. We travel to Albania, and I suggest that we have virtual trip to Albania. And if you agree, I would play a video about that beautiful Balkan country. You will see how beautiful it is, and then Ms. Korneila will say a couple of words about it. Is it okay?
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Let me share it. Hope I'll be better this time. Yeah, here it is. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
To flow with Europe's last wild river, to find the wisdom of old stones, to feel the touch of the sun, to measure your day in your own heartbeats. On your way to find yourself, you'll find fairy tales, you'll find perspective, you'll find the place where you really can go your own way. Where the dance starts somewhere inside you, like something you learned to do long ago. To set off as a traveler, to stay as a guest. Albania, go your own way.
Yeah.
To flow
Sorry.
with you.
Okay. Here we are. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you, yes. I'm just
okay.
trying to get my camera back. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe, so you see how beautiful Albania is. And Korneila, do you mind taking the floor, please?
Thank you, Aleksandra.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. You're welcome.
I think it's okay now.
Yes, good. Great.
Okay.
Thanks.
So ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all. My name is Korneila, and I represent the National Tourism Agency of Albania, which is an institution within the Ministry of Tourism in Albania. And dear panelists and dear Aleksandra, I really want to thank you for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to be part of such an important panel, the Balkan region, which I strongly believe is the future of tourism. Albania is a very small country and a small destination, and we are aware that we can't be strong enough only, but together with Montenegro, with Serbia, with Northern Macedonia, with Kosovo, we can be the strongest. And we can be a good Western Balkan destination, especially for East and far, let's say, markets. The region of Balkans, and in particular the Western Balkans, has been considered a growing tourist destination over years now. It's not a new thing, let's say. And this due to several elements that make this region very preferable, let's say, and much wanted in different markets. We are unique, and we can say strongly that we are unique. We are unique for our high biodiversity values, for our historical and cultural heritage, and for culinary experience, which everyone that comes here in Montenegro, they mention the culinary experience here. We have reasonable prices, of course, and a very, very pleasant weather all year round. Furthermore, one of the biggest advantages that I can say, despite for example, you can find this very beautiful, different historical culture in a very small area. And nowadays it is considered really a luxury experience that you can visit more than one country in just one trip. By saying this, the Balkans is really the future of tourism, I think, and I believe it strongly, because the Balkans is a unique tourist destination for different types of tourists. For example, for cultural tourists who like to taste the food, and why not make it by themselves, and they can experience in cities this, but even in small villages, they can see the history and the real life. For ecotourism tourists, of course, because the Balkan offers a lot in agrotourism and of course in small sustainable cities. For aquatourism also, I know that Montenegro is very well known for the marinas and for hotels, especially in the coastal area. And we both have strong and huge to offer in that sense, in water sport, in cruise tourism, in adventure tourism, in aqua sport, and a lot of other in the marine sector, let's say. The main two groups that we have targeted are, of course, the Western European countries and also the Far East markets like China, Japan, and Korea. In fact, maybe you know about this, Aleksandra. I'm sure there have been a lot of initiatives like projects like Balkan Treasure or like the Peak of the Balkans, where Montenegro, Albania, Kosovo were included to mark and develop mountain walking trails in the border area. For adventure tourists and for mountain tourists, this part was targeted as a unique destination, really. Actually, Albania is also part of different project areas in IPA that work to develop tourism in the Balkan region, especially to promote thematic routes in the Balkan countries and trying to sell a united touristic product. I want to say, what about today and tomorrow, especially in the pandemic crisis that we have now, unfortunately. Especially now during this difficult time of pandemic, despite the difficult tourism season, I want to say, and I'm proud of that, that we managed to be an open destination. But we opened the borders, let's say, from the 1st of June, and we managed the situation really good, let's say. But anyway, we strongly need to develop a joint tourism approach now. We need to create joint and internationally competitive and culture and adventure tourism offer in the Balkan countries. I want to mention that the region economies need to diversify their offer, and the region has high potential, of course, natural and cultural heritage for tourism development, from mass tourism, which we are not so, Albania is not in the mass tourism indeed. No. And maybe this will be a positive side, let's say, for us. Albania can attract this different kind of travelers by serving their demand for the off-season, especially because we are blessed and we have a long season. And also slow travel and highlight local and authentic experiences. Also, the fact that Albania is not a mass tourism destination is important now that people look for less crowded destinations. Regarding COVID situation compared to other European countries, Albania has low COVID cases, as I mentioned before, and the health system hopefully is managing pretty well the situation, let's say. With the hope that in the first months of 2021, I want to be positive in that sense, we are optimistic, and I really hope that we will restart again tourism. Today, tourists and travelers look for a new authentic experience, as you all know, not mass touristic. And the future of tourism, I strongly believe, in the Balkan areas must be treated as a combination of all elements that our region offers for the biggest tourist market. We, Albania, as an integral part of the Western Balkans, can demonstrate and will demonstrate our willingness and our commitment to be the most active part of the joint collaboration. We should build back stronger together. And we should work for our destination in 3 directions now, I think. We should react, so respond and manage the situation. We should rethink, reevaluate, and to give, prioritize the products, markets, and channels, and rebuild, of course. We strongly need a new strategy for growth in the global market. Thank you to all for your attention. Thank you, Aleksandra, for the time that you gave to me. And
Thank you, Korneila. Yeah, it's a great presentation. I'm sure that everybody liked it, and it's true, definitely. As we are so close, the main chance that we have here is to get together and to unique our strength, our experience, all the beauties that all the countries around have, and really make it, to get out of COVID situation much stronger and better than we used to do, because there are so many opportunities that we have actually missed, and now we have to make it up, I think. So thank you very much. I really appreciate your presentation. And maybe we should now go to Croatia, our neighboring country and to talk to Branka. Okay.
Good
Branka,
evening.
hello, Branka. Thank you for coming, for participating. And
Thank you for invitation.
you are very welcome. Our pleasure. So, if you agree, I would play the video that you sent me, okay? And after that, you will have a chance to explain us how the situation in Croatia is. I would also say that Branka have sent me a video which is actually mostly promoted the hotel complex that she is general manager at. It's Adriatic Hotel in Dubrovnic. And Dubrovnik, just for you to know, is one of the hottest spots in the Croatian tourism. Am I right, Branka?
Yes, you are completely right.
Okay, it's a beautiful, it's wonderful area, and you actually see how wonderful it is. Okay, let me play video now. Thanks. No, not yet. Give me a minute. Share screen. Okay, here it is. Sorry. Okay.
Hello from Croatia.
Here we are. Yeah. Okay. The floor is yours.
Hello from Croatia, a small country well known for football, good wines, fantastic coast, and the cleanest sea, and the nice people.
And also the beautiful people. Not only nice, but also beautiful people.
Yes, just as in the whole Balkan.
Yeah.
Tourism makes 20% of GDP, national GDP. In 2019 was the best year for national tourism. we had 21 million arrivals and 108 million nights. This should be much better in 2020, but a guest named COVID-19 has surprised us. So the 2020 was very unexpected year for all of us, but our government has undertaken many measures, and I can state that we are satisfied so far. At the beginning of pandemic, there were some uncoordinated details and late reactions, but it was completely new and unexpected situation, and it should be tolerated. Croatia has done a lot. We have concrete measures such as wage subsidies till the end of this year, and we hope this will be prolonged. The champion in turnover, in arrivals and in overnights was Istria. Zagreb has accrued only 30% of last year's turnover, and Dubrovnic Neretva country had drop in turnover of 65%. So it is hard to make the projection of the upcoming season, but the main condition will be safety. And we all ask, everyone asks us, what kind of future is waiting for us? We depend on the trends at the international markets, but it depends on us how we will prepare. We must have plans, be focused on sustainability. We must regulate the physical and all other barriers we are aware of. Problems may be restrictions that our potential guests may meet, such lockdowns, other government restrictions, value-added taxes, which are the highest in Europe, overall economic situation, but the safety will be priority. The time ahead us is a time for adjustment, and we were used on good business, and tourism was happening to us, to all of us, and we were aware that one day it will be changed, but we didn't expect it will be so fast. Safety and the support will be the most important details in the future. We have and we had a support from our partners, from our suppliers, and local communities, from our government, but the most important from our employees. We have survived, and I think the most magic word for the upcoming seasons will be crisis management, because we will have to adjust to the situations, not on monthly basis, but on a daily basis.
Yeah.
2020, we have survived, and we hope 2021 will be much better. This year, I can say something about our hotel. We have accrued only 10% of the last year's turnover, and this is not something we are proud of, but as the season was unpredictable, we hope to reach in next year to reach 30% of 2019's turnover.
Yeah, but these are.
It is a really hard. It was a really hard time for all of us, because this situation was something we have never met. We have faced some new situation, and we didn't know how to behave. So the changes, we adjusted on a daily basis to it. And I think that 2021 will be the same.
Agree. And actually the point is this panel and WTN portal and support is actually the place where we can all meet, find solutions, because nobody who's left alone or who is a solo player in this terrible COVID game can succeed. So it's good actually that we are gathering together and finding solutions and trying to put all the situation under control. Thank you, Branka. Yeah, thank you very much. We'll discuss details a bit further. And if you guys agree, we should now hear a word from Dr. Snežana Štetić from Serbia. Okay, and as I did for our previous participants, I would do the same. I would play video about Serbia, which is also a beautiful country, and you will actually see how beautiful it is for those who haven't been there. Okay, let me play a video now. Thanks. I'm not good as an IT expert.
Now, while you do this, fascinating discussion from my end, and I know so little about the Balkan region, so I learned so much in a short time.
Good, good to hear it.
And then Croatia, and I really liked your statement. You're saying safety first, and
yes,
that's what we have been doing here in Hawaii, and that's why we still have the lowest numbers. While the rest of our country is in dire strait, we still have quite low numbers here, and this is just a statement we need to learn from each other.
Yeah, and it's not something that many of us are practicing these days. Okay, do you see the video now? Can I play it?
Please.
Yeah. That was short one, but good one.
Very nice.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Dr. Snežana, could you please join the discussion?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon from Serbia, Belgrade. I'm very pleased that we have this discussion tonight, especially because Balkan is a very interesting, very nice, and it should be a very popular tourist destination. Serbia is the only country from those Albania, Montenegro, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina. Serbia is the only country which doesn't have a sea. It's a rural country. But looking at the short promo before, you could see that we have a lot of waterways, beautiful rivers, lakes, and the natural beauty of Serbia is something which is very important for our tourism. as we can promote specific forms of tourism, alternative tourism, ecotourism, sustainable tourism, wine tourism, and many, many other forms of tourism. Of course, this year, 2020, is not a good year for tourism, because actually tourism is a victim this year, and all of tourists are the victims as well. As we know, borders were closed and we couldn't travel. In Serbia, in the first 10 months, we had a decline of 75% of international tourists and decrease of 22% of domestic tourists. But our big cities have a big problem. Especially hotels in the big cities are having a big problem. But our mountains, our spas, and rural tourism is booming. And I can tell you that they are very satisfied because the domestic tourists are now traveling through Serbia. Because Serbian people are very well known as the people who like to travel a lot, like all other people on the Balkan Peninsula. And nowadays, domestic tourists are traveling around the country. Of course, this is very difficult year for all those who are working in tourist sector in Serbia, not only hotels, but travel agencies, rent a car, transport for transportation, for Air Serbia, for example. And maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but Serbia was open, as my colleague from Albania said. Serbia was open country and our borders were open for the tourists, but some borders were closed to our tourists. And Serbian people like to go to Montenegro very much, but the borders were closed. They went to Greece and suddenly those borders were closed. So a lot of tourists from Serbia went to Turkey, to Egypt, to some countries like that. But it was in July, August, and partly in September. As all of us know, this year is a terrible year, but I was always optimistic, and now I am optimistic because I see this year as a chance to reorganize our tourism sector, to put together all stakeholders to work together and to make better tourist products offering to the international market. And this year is a year of rebuilding travel. And because of that, this idea of rebuilding travel of our network is for me the most important thing which was done in this year. Because thank you very much for all of you who put us together, because now we have to work together. For example, Balkan Peninsula, Europe, Western Europe, all the world, because only together, the small pieces of tourism sector, together we can make many changes. And because of that, now we have to keep in mind that tourism has to be rebuilt. Of course, nothing will happen until the end of this year because it's very close. I'm not sure at the first quarter and the second quarter, but maybe third and fourth quarter will be better for tourism. Most things we have to, as we have to put people together, because as we know, a lot of people in tourism lose their jobs Some business were terminated. Hotels were closed. My friend from London told me she's working in a big hotel. She told me that because it's a corporation, they have 5 hotels, only 2 of them are working nowadays. People are losing their job. They don't know what to do and such things. But of course, all of us together, I can think that we can make a change and that we can work together. Why I'm saying that? As you know, Serbia was always crossroads from the north to the south, from the east to the west. Many wars were on this in this area through the history, through the centuries, and always we came back as a bird phoenix. We came from the ashes, and I think that the tourism has to come back from its ashes better, much better, and because of that, we have to this year and the first half of the next year to think as a chance to make a better tourist products, to make a better tourist destinations, and with the new strengths to go to the new tourist season in 2021, if not, then 2022. But I'm optimistic, and thank you very much that you put us together, because now my optimism is growing after this
Great.
after this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for.
And welcome to Serbia.
We will be coming soon.
You didn't say something. As I'm a licensed tourist guide, I have a license in Serbia. I have a license number 1. I'm not the oldest guide, but I work a lot as I work as a university professor teaching tourism, and I'm teaching tourist guides. I have a specialized schools about guiding rural tourism and many other forms of tourism. I will be your special guide when you come to Serbia.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is what I was going to say. When WTN team comes to Serbia, then you will take us around to make sure that we see all the beauties of Serbia. Thank you very much. And what you just mentioned, and I'm sure that the rest of the colleagues agree, the domestic tourism is not something that the Balkan region should rely on, because we are somehow, all the countries in the Balkan are small to rely on its own citizens. So actually we should make regional tourism domestic tourism. That's, I think, something that we should go to. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Snežana. And now it would be nice to hear our gentleman, Ivan Dodig, and we will see beautiful emotional video from Bosnia that Ivan sent me, and we are going to share it now, okay? Give me just a minute. Oh, yes. I have to go to YouTube even.
And if you send the videos, we can put it on the archive separately.
I will.
That's wonderful.
So what did I do? It's not what Ivan sent me. Sorry.
When you play YouTube, you need to have your speaker on, and because the sound would not come from the video directly, it'll go to your room. So if you have speakers, just put them on.
Okay. You know, so just. I'm sorry.
Yeah, to the lady in Croatia, there are a lot of Croatian here in Hawaii. I don't know if you knew this. We have a very large Croatian community here. And
Yes, we know.
Sorry.
And many of our guests are coming also from Hawaii.
oh, okay, yeah.
We hope to have opportunity to have you as a guest.
No, and I have a lot of Croatian friends. There was one gentleman, he had a beautiful apartment. Unfortunately, he passed away. He had a heart attack while he was swimming. And but he had one of the most beautiful places. We always used to go for partying with ocean view. Another good friend of mine, he had a limo service here in Hawaii. And I remember when my parents visited from Germany, he picked us up at the airport, and my mother was whispering in my ear, "How can you afford this?" You know.
Okay, let's see what Ivan has sent us. Okay, this is beautiful Bosnia.
Što prvo pomisliš kada zatvoriš oči?
Maleno moje, pomislim na ono što mi mnogo nedostaje. Mjesta koja su poput sna. Zemlju koja ima i najhladnije zime i najtoplija ljeta.
Koliko su hladna ta mjesta?
Ledeno hladna. Pamtim prekrasne boje zelenih planina i planinskih vrhova u oblacima. Neodoljivo plavih jezera, snježnih šuma i žutih livada.
A gdje se kriju životinje?
One su tu, oko nas. Kad gledam preko jedne visoravni, ne mogu, a da je ne zamislim bez galopa konja koji trče preko livada u nedogled. Kada zamislim jezero, vidim na stotine ptica. Lete u nebo.
Kako se sada osjeća?
Osjećam da je volim i da ću je uvijek voljeti.
A zašto je voliš?
Maleno moje, zažmiri. Udahni i osjetit ćeš mirise njenih polja, rijeka, planina. Vidjet ćeš predivne ljude, životinje i more i jezera. I proljeće i ljeto, jesen i zimu. Neodoljiva prostranstva. Historiju. Gradove hiljadama godina stvara. I sve je tako jedinstveno. Ljudi u njoj ponosno koračaju. Zavoli je svako ko prođe njenim poljima, uživa u njenim slapovima, penje se na njene najviše vrhove. Nju je lako voljeti. Uživaj u njoj, jer to je i tvoja zemlja.
Here we are. Okay. So it's true, even Bosnia is country which is so easy to be loved. So true. Okay. Can you please share your views on the situation in Bosnia? Thank you.
Yes, of course. Hello, everybody. First of all, I would like to greet all the panelists, as well the participants, and of course the president of the WTN Balkans, Ms. Gardasevic-Slavuljica. I believe that networking is the right path in efforts to rebuilding tourism processes locally as well as globally. Bosnia-Herzegovina is a small and very complex and divided country with the three constitutive nations and others living in it. In the terms of tourism trends, in the last 10 years before the pandemic, Bosnia-Herzegovina is experiencing an upward trend in the international tourism market. The reason is that it has a diverse cultural and natural-based tourism offer and a very favorable geolocation between Croatia, Serbia, and Montenegro. However, there is numerous problems and illegalities in the functioning of the tourism sector, such as inconsistent legislation, the lack of national tourism organization, state ministry of tourism, the transfer of jurisdiction between institutions, and so on and so on. But the pandemic has caused major strikes to the tourism sector, so tourism workers are not protected. And the measures taken by the authorities are just for political promotion, unfortunately. In Bosnia-Herzegovina, tourism is not approached strategically and systematically. Tourism is still happening on its own, without any plan, and especially a crisis management plan for current situation. Regarding the pandemic, the status of travel regulations changes from week to week, and situation in general is unpredictable. I think it's important to place accurate information to the general public. We need to educate the staff for tourism first, and complementary sectors also. As Professor Snežana said, people are the key for progress. In this time, we can use this dormancy time for promotional planning, strategically activities. And we are a small country, but we are trying to do something. We don't have ministry, national tourism, or anything, but we are doing our best. And you should come to our country. We have sea, we have pyramids also. Really, we have pyramids.
Yeah, Novak Djokovic was going there recently, and everybody knows about Novak Djokovic.
Yeah. So that's a short brief of our current situation here.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And as Korneila mentioned in her speech, actually the point is that we are all so close to each other, and we can actually make a joint package or whatever it's called. But whoever comes to Bosnia can visit Croatia, Serbia, Albania, Montenegro. So we are all very close, I would say. And definitely, as you could all see, the promo videos that we were playing, it was like you were watching video of one country. Do you agree, Jürgen?
Yes, absolutely. As I said, I learned a lot. And of course, originally being from Germany, it's not an area where I don't know geographically where it is.
Yeah.
When I grew up in Germany, Albania was a very different country. I was fascinated to hear because we still, when you look in the history, you still have the Chinese connection. I used to listen to Radio Tirana back in the 70s. So, I mean, all of these things really want to make you travel and want to make you see the various countries. And I've visited some of your regions, Croatia, for example, but I think it's from the American standpoint, it is one destination, and it would make more than sense to jointly market it instead of separately market it. You said yourself, Aleksandra, Montenegro is only 60,000 people. To go on a global marketing campaign, that would probably take your gross national money instead of doing it together.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's something from World Tourism Network really what I'm so thankful about, that you brought this region together within our rebuilding session, and hopefully we can continue and work with us. And I wanted to encourage every one of you to join our organization. I know we don't have Albania yet. We don't have any of you guys yet as a member. So that would bring us together really to work and also tell the world about you and coordinate our efforts.
Of course.
The guidance from Aleksandra.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you. And definitely we should stay together and we should be together. And first of all, what we have to do is to kind of solve and put under control the medical situation, to keep it under control. And as I mentioned before, I think what we should go for is to create a Balkan as a COVID responsible destination, and to have all the protocols which we can, and for this we can get assistance from WTN experts. We should put all the protocols in place and in compliance to each other. So that would be a great opportunity. And as a marketing and communication expert, I would say that marketing is a must. So no matter what kind of COVID status is in the country, I think we should go for marketing and only marketing. No matter how bad the situation is, because there are marketing and corporate communication standards for each phase of COVID COVID pandemic situation, and those specific campaigns according to whatever stage the countries should be implementing. So destination marketing, in my opinion, is a must. As well as we mentioned, turning domestic tourism, actually replacing, if I may say, domestic tourism with regional tourism. So our regional Balkan tourism should become a domestic one, I think. And by creating tourism bubbles or tourism corridors, this is something that can guarantee much better position in this pandemic situation. And of course, new orientation, using new technologies, digitalization, new standards and new technologies for new normal. And at the end, maybe we should call it Balkanization. This is what we should go to, tourism Balkanization, and create something like that and to go for it, because together definitely we should be able to make it function much better than it functions right now. And maybe if there are any questions, and if not, there is a question that I would like to ask Korneila regarding the airline situation. What is the situation? Do you have, because there have been, I mean, the situation is not clear to me regarding the airlines in Albania. Do you have a national airline? Is it operating? What is the situation in the airline business now in Albania?
Yes, Aleksandra, we have a national line, let's say, and it's operating in different countries.
Okay.
But the incoming tourism in Albania, especially is through charters, let's say, because we have different tourists from Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, which comes with charters, or from
Italy.
Poland, from
You have a lot
Italy.
of, you have Italy, yeah.
Yes, Italy operates with normal lines, but for special markets, we mainly operate with charters.
Okay,
But with normal lines, of course, for Germany, Austria, and the Western, let's say, Europe, we operate with normal lines. Now, depending on the situation, each country has its own restrictions, let's say, but for now, the situation is stable.
Okay, good. Great to hear it. And also what I would like to point out, what Branka was mentioning, safety. as I was mentioning, marketing, and marketing, Branka was mentioned many times word safety, which I think should be promoted all over. And there are so many ways to promote safety in the countries. But as we were discussing on many conferences, we should promote our region as a COVID responsible region, not as a COVID safe region, because none of the countries are safe when it comes to COVID. We cannot guarantee to any tourist that they can be safe when the situation, medical situation gets stabilized. But promoting safety is something. Safer tourism is something what is missing, because I do follow a lot of hotel trends all over the world, and I can see that they have a specific way of safety promotion, and this is of course something that tourists are looking for, especially tourists which go for luxury tourism. Safety is number one, as Branka mentioned. So all the strategies promoting safer tourism should be implemented. What I also suggest, and maybe Jürgen, you could say a bit more about that. There is, for those who haven't been attending our session previously, there is a safer seal or safer stamp issued by our organization, which all the businesses can apply for. And maybe, Jürgen, you can say a word about that, if you don't mind.
Yes, we're established this in response or in addition to what WTTC, the World Travel and Tourism Council, did. They established a safer tourism stamp. We went with the seal, and the difference is it's exactly what you said, Aleksandra. We did not want to come out with the word safe. We had concerns with the word safe. I know we had this discussion because no one can really claim to be safe. And in the United States, that also would open up the door for legal liabilities in a lot of ways. So our safer means basically it's a self-evaluation. We rely on the business to declare themselves safe, of course, with putting certain restrictions, certain implementations in place. And we don't judge this, but we look at their implementations. That is a free version anyone can apply for. We also have a better version. It has an evaluation. One of our experts, Dr. Peter Tarlow, who has been in the safety and security world for the last 27 years, would do a questionnaire and interview. And that has a little bit more value, I think, because it's also, you get the opinion and the advice. It's more the consulting from an outside source. We have been putting the SEER right now a little bit on the back burner. And the reason for this is because the world went back into a second phase. And we didn't want to be here promoting tourism and telling destinations that are safe, because right now there is a lot of uncertainty, and there are different countries, different regions in the world with different problems. Where I come from, in Hawaii, we're doing okay, but the rest of the United States is absolutely in dire strait. And I personally would not travel anywhere to the US mainland right now because of COVID. Now the situation in Europe is diversified, and these are all things we need to have in consideration, because it's not only the safety of a destination, the safety of an airline, it's the safety overall for the entire travel experience. What we do promote, and it's free, and you can nominate what is, and actually, Aleksandra, you are one of our tourism heroes, is our hero program. And a hero program is something we wanted to recognize people that have gone the extra miles, like yourself, in this during this crisis, to make a difference. And we don't charge for this. You cannot buy it, you cannot earn it, but you can apply for it. And we encourage those people that you think should be recognized to go to our website, and it's called heroes.travel. and you can nominate yourself, you can nominate anyone, and we don't, it doesn't mean when you nominate someone they would actually get the reward, but we're looking at everyone who is nominated to see what we're doing. But the safer seal is definitely something we wanted to jumpstart again once the situation is right. And
Yeah.
and when it comes to the Balkan region altogether, it's you mentioned marketing. If I can add this to it, we're going to live in a different world in tourism. It's a more competitive world. Probably less people will travel in the future. Meetings are going to be cut down because people saw how easy it is to meet on Zoom. It doesn't mean it's the same, but it's cheaper. And so our tourism will look different. It's maybe it has more more of a culture theme, more of a luxury theme. We don't know, and that's what marketing is all about. In order to compete, we're going to have more competition. It is important to keep the word out. When I see these presentations you saw, and many of the other presentations, you get homesick to travel. You know, I'm on this beautiful island here, but it's, you know, you see it every day, so it's no longer that beautiful. I want to get out of here, and a lot of people have the time to look at these presentations. In the past, they didn't have the time. So right now, the time is right to tell people, look, when things go back to normal, this is what you really should visit and see.
Yeah, true, so true. And also what I would like to add, because marketing is my passion and I love it. And as I mentioned, very specific marketing standards in this during this COVID pandemic. So no matter what government or national tourism agencies are doing, and some of them are doing great job. For example, and honestly, in Montenegro, they haven't been doing much, and not according to COVID standards. But what should be done? Actually, small and medium-sized businesses, and namely hotels, I think they should be encouraged and supported to perform proper way of marketing according to COVID standards. And as I mentioned, yes, we have to insist on safety, but there should be ways how to promote it. And when you say marketing, most of the people think of big budgets and so on, but it's not the way. Now, in the face of digitalization, everything is so, you can do so many things with so small budgets. And you need to be very creative. You need to have to implement innovations, and I think this is what you should go for. And definitely, whoever, not only from Balkan, but on the VTN network, wants to have a further discussion with me on this topic, you can approach me and we can go into details, because maybe I shouldn't just now talk about it and keep you all guys listening to it, but we should definitely stay in touch, and we should definitely further discuss all the possibilities to bring our Balkan back on tourism feet. And as Ms. Snežana said, she said hopefully by 2022 things will get better, but also hoping that things will be much better in 2021. Definitely tourism will never be the way it used to be. So all the standards which used to be in power before the pandemic are old-fashioned now. They became old-fashioned, and everything will be different. Tourism will not be the same, and we have to catch up with new standards in the new normal and to make it function.
And Aleksandra, to work together, because that's one thing you mentioned and what we really think we can contribute to. With our interest groups, it's a good way besides the chapter. So you mentioned marketing. I don't know why I never thought about it, but we should have a special interest group on marketing. Where all the marketing professionals, all this can contribute to this discussion. And I'd be happy to set this up.
Please do it.
And
Yeah.
we need someone to lead it. If you want to lead it in the beginning, and that's
Yeah,
great.
you can
Perfect.
count on me. You can count on me, and I think that's a good point. Maybe Branka, you can give a suggestion, as you are a general manager of the hotel, of a big hotel. Do you like the idea,
Yes,
Branka?
I
Yeah.
do. Yes.
And
Yes.
and I'm sure that the assistance would be welcome.
Yeah, and then so every
yeah.
session, we had a session just a couple hours ago on Bangladesh, and we talked about fashion and the fashion and tourism industry. So then I thought about
Yeah.
our friends in Nigeria, where we heard the word fashion. So now we're going to add a fashion interest group. And all of this comes together because everyone is looking at this and said, how would I fit in, if at all? Not everyone fits into everything.
True.
So that's a good thing. I think what we can get out of this session is we're adding a marketing group, and maybe the Balkan can be a leading force.
Jürgen, can I say something? Yeah.
And,
Sure.
yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So hi, everyone. I'm very pleased to be a part of this discussion, and thank you for all the presenters, for all the beautiful windows you opened for us to the Balkan region. I was lucky enough to be in Porridge in the late 80s, and I really enjoyed that in Croatia. So as you can see, I'm not in tourism business, but I am in sustainability business and engineering. So I just wanted to bring maybe a different perspective. First of all, we all are sitting in the same boat. We all are facing challenges with the COVID-19, with traveling, with transportation. Everything is different, but the issue is the same, yeah, so that we all need to address. What I would like to bring in, as since we are discussing rebuilding, rethinking, I think it is really, Ivan said, educating staff members, educating the countries, and if everybody does that, the tourists will be also educated when they come to different areas. Yeah, so I think having the idea of strong communities, and when you can build groups to be more sustainable and also resilient, yeah, because sustainability and resiliency is basically goes hand in hand. You cannot address one without really recognizing the other parts of each balance side, yeah, for resiliency and sustainability. So making areas, communities, regions less depending on big travel, the domestic makes totally sense, especially for Europe, because people don't even need to fly. They can just take the car, yeah, so, and travel by car. Europe is beautiful and small, so this is the advantage that Europe has, yeah. But nonetheless, I think there are also, from my experience working in as facilities director in different setting of buildings, it is important to also address the efficiency of the facilities, the infrastructure that everyone has, yeah. So when you want to also educate your staff in how they can save energy and operation. It's a lot of time when I go and I do energy audits for different commercial and residential buildings. I see that this is a factor that people are not really looking at, but there is a lot of potential into making savings on one end and investing in something else, even if it's investing in your staff, yeah, that we are looking also into having more also energy equality. That is something that is helping everybody, small communities, large communities, and also globally and at large. I think that is because we are also depending on a lot of regulations. Yeah, so if we start in a small regions, it's much easier to come up with policies that can apply to a smaller group than a larger group. Yeah, so that is where I think when we get started there, yeah, so it will help all of us to have a better setting smaller goals to reach them is much easier and also faster to achieve than the large ones that we are depending on global reactions.
And Gisa, you know, and I know you've been very passionate. We had our own session, you can see in archive actually, where she explains her concept of energy saving. And I thought this would fit very well with our interest group, Green and Clean. But if you think we can, you should do another interest group in regards to global energy challenges, just let me know. We'd be happy to add this, and then so this could be one of our discussions. But thank you very much. Also, we had Professor Deshneza, I probably pronounced this so wrong, raising a hand here. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, yes. Snežana, it means Snevitchen or Snow White.
Okay. Okay.
So I can translate my name in all languages of the world. This is very, very good what previous lady said. I'm sorry, I don't know the name. Education is very, very important. So I think that we should have a chapter for education, because we have to educate people in tourism in all fields about the sustainable tourism, about the energy in tourism, about the risk in tourism, about many, many other things. So I propose to have a chapter about education.
Oh no, when you propose it, I hope you're aware you have to lead that chapter, because we don't have it. But if you wanted to put this together, we would very much welcome that, and we can call it something you can lead and start. Doesn't mean you have to lead it forever, but someone has to start it. And
you can count on me. I can
perfect.
start it, and I think that many very interesting persons will join from all over the world, because we have very good educators in tourism, and I think that it will be very good for our network.
No, that would be wonderful. So please also join us, so you're part of the team officially, and I thank you for that. And I think we've been talking about education before, and I'm really glad you brought this up. This is very important. We've talked also. Yeah, we have talked about it in Africa in length, and really it never emerged. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Tourism and education is my life. So I propose it, and I will do it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and you probably have already a team, because if you just look through the history of people we had in discussion, I'm just picking out of the blue, but we had a very interesting lady. She's in Pakistan, Turkish lady. She had a fascinating vision on education approach as she teaches at a university. We have Professor Lippmann, who is working also with our Clean and Green team. We have a lot of people who are in this field and are interested in this.
Mrs. Rosala just sent us a message that she is joining too. So we are two of us, and then we will continue.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. Is there anyone else who wanted to say something? We're a little bit, actually we're 30 minutes over time, so that's always a good sign. I don't mind to be over time, but because that always means it's interesting. And this was interesting, I really have to say, and we made so many new friends. What is even, I think, more important here. Aleksandra, I'll give you the last part.
Well, I'm so happy that we gathered together here, and this is our first session, and hopefully we will have more and more in the near future. And I would really like everybody interested in building up our Balkan tourism story to get together. I'm here available for all the comments, all the suggestions, all the help that I can offer to all of you. And I would like to thank you for attending the session. It has been a great pleasure to host it, and I'm really honored to be in charge of Balkan chapter, Jürgen, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Well, thank you,
very
Aleksandra. You have
much,
the center for the building, not only for the Balkan session, but for the overall organization, because you've been the first lady, as I said, the first person saying that we should have chapters, and it really kind of shaped what we wanted to do. So we became more than a discussion group, and that's thanks to your insight. So you've been there. Balkan is
Thank you.
becoming the most important region for us because of you. And I wanted to also thank everyone else for attending this event and everyone else who's joined us remotely on the various media channels and on our social media channels. Next time, if you wanted to be live and part of an event, just simply go to wtn.travel/expo or go to wtn.travel, click on the blue banner. You can become a member or an observer. Observer is free. For a member, you get a profile actually, and people know you. Observer is more anonymous, but regardless, you're welcome to be a guest at our, not only at our lounge events we have till the end of December. There'll be a lot more after this, and it's not going to only be events. It's going to be hard. There are going to be interest groups, chapters, and we're trying to really help to reshape the industry. We're looking out very closely also to the medium and small sized businesses. That's what we are about, and I think that's how we can business also the countries. You know, probably the national tourism people from the United States, they have more resources than the National Tourism Board from San Marino, and we know that. But everyone should be equally represented in the world now. It becomes a new normal. And with Zoom and everything else has shaped how the meetings work, how associations can be structured and communicate. And my publication, eTurbo News, is there 100% to support. And with all of you, I think this could be quite a success. But I wanted to say again, good evening to you in Europe. Good day to our friends here in the US. We have another fascinating session coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes with Dr. Eleanor Garley. She is one of our reporters in New York, has been working with eTurbo News for almost 20 years, and she's known not to do lip service. So it's a very candid look on the Caribbean and their situation. So don't expect a lot of lip service here, but it'll be interesting and going to be constructive. So if you wanted to attend again, go to WTN.travel and go to Expo, and you can sign up for this and many other events. We have Saudi Arabia coming up tomorrow and a lot more. Again, aloha from Hawaii. Good day to every one of you, and thank you from here. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.